think it's time to refresh some memories, shall we? March 22nd, 2020, they shut the country down for COVID. I remember this clearly because March 23rd of 2020, I woke up to the news that my sister died. But there was this big, scary pandemic, and I had to fly across the country 3 days later. You had to mask up. Everybody was frightened. Everybody was in fear that this crazy psycho virus was going to just wipe everybody out. They hadn't came up with a vaccine yet. Well, they did. It just hadn't been released to the public yet or in the public eye. They were just talking about it. Shortly after that, it came out that they had already created the vaccine before they released the virus. Onto the public, that is. People couldn't dine in anymore. You had to order your food and leave. In grocery stores, you couldn't all go into the grocery store at once. Don't you remember standing outside in line waiting your turn to get in to go grocery shopping? You remember that, right? Does nobody remember the toilet paper shortage that everybody was freaking out, stocking up on toilet paper and Lysol wipes? I myself spent $81 on eBay for one fucking tube of Lysol wipes because stores were sold out everywhere. So was bleach was sold out everywhere. You could only go into a store and buy 1 to 2 items at a time if they were even there. Are we getting warmer here? You starting to remember? The news, media, doctors, the president, the fucking Jen Psaki came out. Oh, let's freak everybody out. You're going to have to pick sides soon. Remember that? Then the vaccine came out. You and your family members sat and talked about, well, we're going to maybe get it, maybe not. Maybe some of us were kind of like, I don't know. Let's wait and see. This is kind of too soon for a vaccine to come out in such a short period of time. Maybe we should just wait and check it out and see. But we were all still on board with family. You had to social distance in stores. There were little fucking arrows all over the floors of the stores. Remember that? And if you got outside of those arrows, then an employee would come up and tell you to get back in your place. They released the vaccine. So many people jumped on this, but there were a few that were asking questions about it because it was a little bit suspicious. And we stopped seeing the numbers from the flu. That was very odd to us because all of a sudden, overnight, nobody was dying of the flu anymore. Imagine that. It just poof went away. So then you had the people standing in line to get the vaccine or running to their doctor or a local clinic, whatever, to get that shot. Parking lots, churches. Oh my God, here's an ice cream. Here's a pizza. Here's a free hamburger. Oh, and don't forget the most important part of all of it. Encourage everybody that you know to go out and get this vaccine because it's safe and it's going to save you. Some people were like, something's really not right about this. Why are they jumping so hard on this? I mean, after all, cancer is deadly and has been around for years, but they're not making you rush out to go get a free fucking cancer medicine to help you fight that, are they? Or AIDS or diabetes or, anything that's been around forever. But you better sure as fuck go out there and hurry up and get this because it's the Black Plague. Then people really got suspicious. So they started doing their homework and their research. And then you had doctors, virologists, a lot of different people in the science community coming out and saying, wait a minute, hold on. The second they got the pushback of the hold on, wait a minute, let's ask some questions, then you have people like Fauci coming out and saying, don't listen to the misinformation of these people, just hurry up and get your shot. Then they spread that to the media and the talk show hosts and Hollywood and anyone with a platform. And what did they say? What did they say, people? Come on, I know you remember. They said that if you were one of the ones that question our science, you are deemed a threat to society. You're a problem. You're a real problem. You are going to kill people. And the media pushed that narrative. Then the president started pushing it because, God, we got to listen to Lord Fauci. Then they started encouraging people to attack the people that didn't get vaccinated. What were we labeled? The unvaccinated are a threat. Rest in peace, Wheezy. Does that sound familiar? The unvaccinated should be shamed. Does that sound familiar, Don Lemon? Screw your freedoms. Remember that, said Arnold Schwarzenegger. Maybe they should be rounded up into camps. Does that sound familiar, Hillary? Maybe you should have your children taken away. Does that sound familiar? If you have family members that refuse to take the vaccine, then they're a threat to your health. Does that sound familiar? Oh, it doesn't? Okay. How about in New York City when they put up the two different sidewalks, one for the unvaccinated and one for the vaccinated? How about when you could not walk into a business, certain businesses, without showing a vaccine passport? You couldn't travel to certain places, or a lot of places, without a vaccine passport. You were asked to show a vaccine passport in order to go into a fucking restaurant. God forbid you were having a fucking heart attack or an asthma attack and you go to the emergency room and you can't wear a muzzle because you can't breathe. So instead of seeing you sit there and panic and fucking gasp for air and think, oh, we need to help this person, do you know what their first thought was? They're not wearing a mask. They're a threat to everybody else. Call security. I know, because that was me and I have it on fucking video. God forbid you go to a somewhat empty grocery store to go try to shop with your 15-year-old daughter who already has some fucking issues because her aunt died, her cousin died, and she has a bunch of fucking issues with the fact that everything shut down during her 9th grade year. Let's never mind that. Let's go to a grocery store where an old ass fucking Karen tries to threaten and call out the fact that, oh my God, they're not wearing a muzzle. I know, because it happened to me. I watched people get physically fucking assaulted in Costco. I watched people afraid to make doctor's appointments that had serious fucking issues prior to COVID, that were in fear for going to see a doctor because they were scared that they were going to get shamed out of the doctor's office. I watched fear overtake an entire nation, not just our nation, but all over the fucking world. Australia and Canada were prime examples of total fucking bullshit. My husband was in Morocco the week after they shut down this country. He got arrested at 6 p.m. or so, walking down the street when the sun was just going down. He got arrested because he didn't have a fucking piece of paper that says he could go to the fucking grocery store. And he was in a Moroccan jail for 2 days. So tell me again about this fucking tolerant left. Tell me again how the people that experienced those things, and still in some places till this day experience them, tell them why they need to be fucking quiet. Tell them why we need to shut the fuck up and just forget what happened. Tell me why you think you have the fucking right to call yourself a victim after you wished us dead publicly. We don't have a right to be pissed off and respond? Oh, no. You get to remember it. And to this day, we have still not received a public fucking apology. You think you're the victim? You think we are in a cult? You think we worship a man still? That man at the beginning said that everybody should get their vaccines. Guess what? We didn't. We still support him. Who's in the fucking cult now? Vote blue, no matter who. Sounds pretty cult-like to me. And this is just some of it. So tell me again, who's wishing death on who? You no longer get to play the victim. It's called accountability. And you're gonna fucking eat it. All of it. Have a nice fucking day.